Hey, it's Bill, and you're tuned in to episode number 79 of Three Questions and a Song, where the title of the podcast says it all, except it really doesn't, because I don't ask three questions anymore. With me tonight for this episode is Mykey Massacre. What's up, Mykey?
How are you?
You're out of Brooklyn, New York, if I recall
Yes, I am.
correctly.
That's correct. Yep.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I notice things in the background. Are those what's above the bed on the wall? Is that superheroes?
Yeah, it's the Fantastic Four.
Nice. My classroom is all superheroes.
Nice. Oh yeah, my whole room is filled with that stuff. Even got some toys back there on the wall.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, now that I'm already off track, the song that we're gonna listen to later is a bit of speed metal. But is that the only genre that you dabble in? I know, I'm already off script.
No, it's great. No, actually, no. So I'd say that's my primary genre as of late, but I actually released an album back in February titled Limitless Composer, and it's over 20 songs of a bunch of instrumental tunes I've made, spanning across a bunch of different genres, from funk, smooth jazz, there's a little bit of like hip hop in there, video game sounding music. It's all over the place. But I mainly just write whatever comes to mind, whatever inspires me. Oftentimes it's within the metal realm, but different subgenres of metal. Yeah.
There are a lot of those.
Oh, there's a ton.
So when did you decide that you would become a musician? Can you like pinpoint that moment?
Yeah, I could pinpoint the moment I got my first guitar. I mean, that's pretty much when I guess when I decided I wanted to get into music. Actually, fun story. My first guitar was actually given to me as a gift from my old best friend's father, who used to be the lead singer of the band Journey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. His name is Steve Augeri, and he got me my first guitar shortly after Christmas back 20 years ago, actually, and that's pretty much when I started creating music from that moment onward. So that's pretty cool.
The thing with this show is like there's no segues. I just fire these questions at you.
Yeah,
so
I love it.
If I was on tour with you, what music would we listen to in between shows?
I think it depends on the mood I'm in, which is probably the cliche answer, but sometimes it will be sounding like the music I create, but other times it'll be very different. Depending on if I'm in like a mood where I need to have my spirits lifted, it could be some feel-good music, which to me is music I grew up on, which is a lot of the video game soundtracks from games I played as a kid, like Sonic the Hedgehog, Street Fighter, Streets of Rage, all those soundtracks. Like I hear them and they just bring me back to a simpler time. So I'd probably be listening to a lot of that. You'd be hearing a lot of those 8-bit sounds and that real primitive sounding MIDI music.
Like the Sega Genesis and the NES. And
there we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Castlevania is when
Castlevania. They got great music, Castlevania. Some of the best music. Oh, yeah. That's another one for sure.
So I gave you a heads up on this question, but I'm still going to fill the listeners in. The question is, who is your Dave Grohl? The Foo Fighters are known for bringing people up on stage. So what the question really is who would you like to go up on stage with and perform one of their original songs?
Probably Judas Priest. They're my all-time favorite band. And their guitarist, Glenn Tipton, I know is struggling with like Parkinson's disease right now, and he can't really perform live. So like a pipe dream of mine is filling in for him on guitar for a song. That'd be sick.
That's the movie Rockstar is actually loosely based on that. That's kind of where my question came from.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah,
that and Dave Grohl, it's a combination, but yeah.
Very cool.
I'm actually friends with the lead singer of a band called the Hellfire Club out of Akron, Ohio. And he used to work for Tim Ripper Owens, who was the guy who replaced.
He's from Ohio, isn't he, Tim
Right,
Ripper? Yeah.
right.
Okay, cool.
Tim used to own some restaurants, and John was his hype man. He used to do hype videos for before events that they would post on Facebook and social media. Never met Tim though.
That's really cool though.
I think I'm going to ask you more questions than I sent you.
No, that's fine, man. I am having a blast right now. It's totally cool.
If a band is looking for a session guitarist, I noticed on your website it says that you do that. How can they get a hold of you?
Basically, through my website is the ideal way. I'd like to have people get in touch with me, but they could also reach me on Instagram and Facebook, which I'm on constantly.
So the website is MykeyMassacre.com. It's Mykey.
Yeah, basically my key.
Gotcha. What is one song that you didn't write that you wish you would have written?
Yeah, so when you sent me this question earlier today, I've literally been thinking about it all day, because this is something I would have discussions with my brother a lot. Like, I would hear a song for the first time and I'd be like infatuated with it, and I'd be like, I wish I wrote this song. And of course, when it's actually presented to me in question, I draw a blank and I can't think of anything. But it'd probably be a lot of those old video game songs, like a lot of the old Street Fighter soundtrack. Like, I hear that stuff and I'm just like, I wish I created that. Like, those Japanese composers for those old video game soundtracks are just incredibly good. But if, like, I'm thinking more in terms of the realm of music I create, like more of the rock world, one song that always stood out to me as a song that I just really wish I created, because it's got like my fingerprints all over it in terms of songwriting, is the song Firewoman by The Cult. I just love that song. The chorus is actually probably my favorite chorus of all time. I think the chorus in that song is just perfect, and I wish I created it.
If there was one piece of advice that you would give to someone who's starting out in music, what would it be?
Don't. Basically, nowadays it's a lot easier in terms of being a self-sufficient musician. So try and take advantage of that as technology continues to grow. And basically just like, don't try to use limitations as crutches, because the limitations are getting less and less nowadays. Like, this is where I record all my stuff. It's my bedroom. And it's like, I don't need a big fancy studio anymore to get the job done. So like, you can put out pro quality stuff from your bedroom, because it's what's in here that matters, the knowledge more than anything nowadays.
I've been doing my podcasts from my living room since 2004, so I get it.
Wow.
This one is much newer, but my other show, the Pennsylvania Rock Show, I recorded episode 623 last night.
Wow.
So been at this for a while.
That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, and technology wasn't even that advanced back then. So.
No, back then we had a mixer plugged into my headphone or my microphone jack on a computer that I built, and we were live streaming over. Why can't I think of this? It's still the same technology. I can't think of the name of the server right now, but we were live streaming to a radio station. In fact, podcast wasn't really even a term at that point.
Not even yet. Yeah, that became a term like a year or two later, I think. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's awesome, dude.
So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna give you your MTV moment where you can do a little bit of storytellers and tell us about Struggle City. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna think up the next half of the questions since we rattled through those so quickly.
Nice, sure. So what do I just tell you what it's about?
Yep.
Yeah, all right. So Struggle City is basically a song about my lifelong struggle with mental illness, emotional illness, anxiety, depression, but most dominantly obsessive compulsive disorder, and how I need to have things perfect. Things have to constantly be perfect. I need to be in control of things. I just and when I things aren't perfect and I'm not in control of things, like my OCD really kicks in and it just like messes with me. And the album cover is actually like supposed to be like a metaphor where like I'm grabbing onto like a fence trying to escape, and all those things coming after me are like different aspects of my mind, like trying to like take over me. And so it's kind of like a big metaphor. And actually, I have the little booklet here where I was jotting down the lyrics. And so this is actually like the song originated in this little booklet I have.
Nice.
And I had the lyrics all down, and I was ready to start applying the lyrics to the music because I wrote the music before I even wrote the lyrics and the melody. And the only thing at this point that I was missing in the writing process before I started recording it was the song title. I couldn't think of a song title, and I was like, I had my book open one day, and I was actually having my therapy session with my therapist. And since the pandemic, a lot of therapy is virtual. So I was actually sitting in this very chair, and I was having a session with my therapist, and we were just talking, and she said to me, I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was something along the lines of, if I don't like choose to better myself and I don't choose to stop clinging on to these things, then I'm going to continue to find myself in Struggle City. And the moment she said that, the light went off in my head. And that's where I got my song title. And then I wrote it down, and that's where I put Struggle City right there. And that's pretty much how the song was born. And then I started recording it, and I finished it about early April with the June 3rd release date in mind, because I usually like to have like 6 to 8 weeks in advance to promote the song and everything. So that's what I did, and then the song dropped a little under 2 weeks ago, and well, here
That's
we.
when we first set this up. You actually sent a different track.
Yeah,
So
because
yeah,
exactly. So that song actually just dropped when I was talking to you, and then you were like, "You're not going to have any availability until June," and that's when I was like, "I'm going to have a new song by then." And this interview helped me determine the release date for the song, which I don't know if you know about or not, but this interview helped me determine that June 3rd was going to be the release for that song, so that I can kind of time it so that I can promote it when this interview is happening. So
cool.
thank you.
You're welcome. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a moment and we're going to listen to Struggle City by Mykey Massacre, and we will be right back. And for those of you watching the video, you're not going to get to hear the song right now because both YouTube and Facebook would mute our video, and that defeats the purpose of having the video. All right, so now we're going to come back as if we were listening to the song, and I got a couple more questions typed out while you were talking, and then I tried to yell at my son to close his doors because I can hear his video game, but he's not. Apparently, he can't hear me. Okay, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm good to go, man.
Okay. That was Struggle City by Mykey Massacre, who is hanging out with me tonight on episode number 79 of 3 Questions and a Song. And we're on like question 14, but we're going to keep going.
15 by my count.
So this next one, I can't believe I didn't put it on the list with you living in Brooklyn. What is the best pizza that you've had because you're a musician? So either on your way to a gig, at a gig, or on your way home.
Well, I mean, the best pizza I've had is literally just a few blocks away from my house, because my area used to be the pizza hub of New York City. It's a place called Da Vinci Pizzeria. I've been having it since I was a kid. It's been open since the 1960s. I love it. And there's also another place called Spumoni Gardens, which is actually a little bit more known internationally. That's a little bit further away. It's about maybe 2 to 3 miles from where I live. But they make like these specialty slices of pizza where they put the sauce on top of the cheese rather than the other way around. It's really good. I
There,
love it.
there's a place in Greensburg, and I can never remember the name of it, but they do that as well. But they do it on like a thick crust.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's
uh, same.
okay.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm going to answer my own question, and I do this occasionally. So my favorite pizza happens to be one of my website clients, and it's not because they're a website client. It's Route 66 barbecue and wood-fired pizza.
Oh, that sounds
They
good.
they have two food trucks that sit in the same place all the time, and one of them they serve barbecue out of, smoked meats, and then the other truck is a wood-fired pizza truck, and
Oh,
it's phenomenal. Which I also do a website for my cousin's pizza place, which is like a mile from there, and that's Dommy's Pizza, and Dommy's is really good, just not quite Route 66.
he's got some work to do, I guess.
He's using a recipe since that has been used um, since the 80s.
Oh, wow.
So
Nice.
the thing with theirs is their fresh dough. That's what they're known for, the Dommy's.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I think every place should use fresh dough. I mean, I would
Yeah.
agree with that for sure.
So in the summer, it's Route 66, and the rest of the year, it's Dommy's.
Because there's nowhere to sit for Route 66 because it's just a truck.
It's just trucks. They close down. They're only open in the
Oh,
summer.
I got you. Okay. So they're open now, probably, right?
Yes.
Cool.
And that's the other thing. They're only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
there isn't a lot of time.
You gotta get your fix. It's when you
That's right.
can. Sure.
So Kiss has played In the Ocean to Sharks. Metallica, yeah, right. Metallica has played on Antarctica.
I knew that.
What non-standard venue would you like to play at?
Right here. In my bedroom. Don't mess with you. The Brooklyn Bridge. I think that'd be pretty cool. Play on the Brooklyn Bridge.
I think Kiss played under the Brooklyn Bridge, didn't they, on a barge?
I think they did, but I want to play on the Brooklyn
On it.
Bridge. Yeah.
It shut traffic down.
Yeah, right. Or like actually another thing I would have said was playing on the subway, but that's been done many times, believe it or not. Yeah, on the Brooklyn Bridge sounds good. I'm down with that. Or maybe like on top of the head of the Statue of Liberty. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. A couple years ago we took a bus trip to New York City from here. I forget how long it took. It was like 7 hours maybe.
Wow. Probably more than that, right?
I don't know. You would think I have 3 kids that were with us, and you would think it would seem longer, but they were great.
Nice. Got lucky.
But so we went to to Central Park, and like I have this thing where when I see a band, I take a picture of them and put it on my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a picture of a band busking in Central Park that I just happened to walk by. Like I couldn't stop because we were in a tourist group, but
Sure.
they're on my Instagram. And then there's like it's not really a bridge, but like I don't know what you would call it, but it's in Central Park, and it looks like a bridge, but there's nothing on the other side. Like it's almost like a man-made cave.
Like the overpass type thing?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
and it's near a big fountain that had turtles in it, which
yeah.
But there was a guy in there just singing with like no microphone or anything. The acoustics were so amazing.
Yeah, the acoustics are great under there.
Yeah. So you know where I mean.
I want to go there one day and bring my harmonica and start playing.
That would be cool.
Yeah, because I've been practicing harmonica, so we'll see one day. Maybe I'll do that.
All right, this next question, we're going to stretch the imagination a little bit now.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so you leave a gig and you're loading up, and there's a DeLorean sitting there with its door open and a flux capacitor in the back. So you can hop in and take that car and bring it back at the exact same time. Nobody knows you stole it. Where are you going in time to see what band and hang out with them?
I'm going to go back to... Well, this is a tough one. This is a good one. Probably first thing that came to my mind, which I'll just go with, is 1990. Judas Priest Painkiller Tour, because they performed with Megadeth and Testament. And I love all three of those bands, and all three of those bands came out with incredible albums on that tour. Megadeth had Rust in Peace, Testament had Souls of Black, and of course Judas Priest had Painkiller. And to see all three of those bands, who I think could headline shows by themselves, but to see them all on one bill, man, that would be great. I would love that.
Let's see. What song? Wait, let me preface this a little differently.
Sure.
All right, so there's a apocalyptic event, and there's a handful of people that survive.
Okay.
And only one song from every artist survives. Which song that you've written should help repopulate the earth?
One of my songs?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. So is this, in other words, asking me what my favorite song I wrote is?
It could be that. It could be one that has a bass line that you think would help repopulate the earth, or it could be... You can read into it any way you want. I purposely leave it wide open.
So I made a song. I wrote a song called "Don't Please Stay," and I'm going to use that one because I don't want people to leave. I want them to stay. The people that are gone, I want to bring them back. So I'm going to play my song "Don't Please Stay."
So some of my questions have names, like they've just developed to that point, and this one's called a Diesel Beast question. Diesel Beast is a band out of Diesel Beast.
Nice. Okay, I like that.
They're a metal band out of Texas, Denton, Texas. They first band I asked this question of, and their answer was perfect, so it got named a Diesel Beast question.
Oh man.
If you could play with any musician from the history of time in any location on Earth, who would you play with and where?
Wow. Probably. Well, it's probably easier to think where. I don't know. Antarctica sounded pretty good now that you got me thinking about it, but no one's in Antarctica, so.
So you'd have to bring a following with you.
Yeah. All right, let me think. Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath in the first club Black Sabbath ever played in. Wherever that might be, that's what I want. That's what I want to play, because that's where heavy metal originated, right there at that moment, and that's where I want to be.
So your question kind of intersects with Diesel Beast's answer. Do you want to hear it?
Yes, I do.
All right. So they wanted to play at Stonehenge. With Dio.
Yeah, so it's kind of intertwined in a way. Yeah, cool. I mean, I think their answer's a lot better than mine, but not bad.
I told them I thought maybe that's what Stonehenge is for. It's to bring Dio back.
Yeah, that's cool.
You have to touch the rocks in a certain order or
something. Yeah. You got a certain, like, your left hand here, your right hand there. Perfect time of day. The sun has to be just right. Yeah, definitely.
And I'm going to give you one more outlandish question, and then the two questions I told you that would be at the end, just so You know where we're at.
Okay.
All right. This one's probably going to take a little thinking.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. So, out of all the musicians you've worked with, if you had to build a band to manage, who would you put in that band?
Wow. Okay. Would I be in it, or would I just?
You're only managing it.
I'm only managing it. Okay.
And if they're in a current band, mention it too.
Okay. So actually, the timing of this question is good because I'm in a community called Musician on a Mission. I'd like to give a shout out to all my Musician on a Mission family.
Nice.
They're a community of just phenomenal musicians I've met over the course of the year so far, and I probably include a lot of them in it. One guy in particular comes to mind. My friend Martin. He lives in, I believe he lives in Chile, and he's just a great songwriter. He's multi-talented. He plays drums, plays guitar, he sings. But I think his best attribute is his songwriting. So I would hire him to be the main songwriter. And on drums, my former best friend Adam, who's the son of the old singer of Journey, he used to play drums for me in my old band, and we're not in contact anymore, but he's a very talented drummer. He catches on quick. So I'd probably like to use his skills on the drums. That's really all that's coming to mind right now. In terms of that, like I don't want to like kind of like mention someone and then forget someone. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But that those are the two people that just came to mind right off the top of my head.
I'm sorry, I distracted you a little bit there. My daughter just tried to talk to me through the Alexa.
It's all good. I didn't even notice.
All right. So last two questions. First one is, what's coming up next for Mykey Massacre? What do you have lined up?
Yes, so I am in the process of recording another 2 songs. I'm gonna release them together as like a mini EP. One of them I actually just finished tracking this past weekend, which is why my voice is a little hoarse because I was yelling into a microphone all weekend. And I started doing some editing work on it about 2 hours before our call. So I got a rough mix down for that. And then there's another song that I finished a few weeks ago, and I'm going to kind of release them together as part of like an EP. I'm still in the process of trying to figure out what I'm going to call it and when I'm going to release it and all that. But I think the album cover is going to be something involving me. Not in drawing form, like actual real life form this time, like actual picture of me, but it's going to be something really like eye-catching and outlandish. Like it's probably going to catch a lot of people off guard, and it might be a little lewd. We'll see where my mind takes me when I'm in the process of doing it.
Speaking of your cartoonish version of you,
Yeah,
you holding the fence on that album cover is amazing. Like it really does look like you. It's
yeah. Well,
I don't know who made that, but they did a great
I have
job.
a guy who lives in Indonesia who is responsible for doing all those cartoon work. He does amazing work. So I actually took a picture of me actually on a fence and I sent it to him as a reference. Told him what I wanted, and he basically took exactly the vision I had in my head and made it into it. The problem is since the guy lives in Indonesia, I don't really know how to pronounce his name. It's kind of difficult for me. I'd love to give him a shout out, but I don't really know how to pronounce his name. But he does fantastic work, and he's just friendly and on time and great. If you go on my Instagram, I tagged him in my posts and stuff, and he's actually in my tagged photos because he posted a picture on his page and then tagged me in that. So if you do a little digging on my Instagram, you'll be able to find him.
And that's actually what the next question is. So where can people find you online?
Yeah, so I'm on all the streaming platforms. MykeyMassacre.com. Thank you for that. Actually, if you go to that website, it'll take you everywhere you need to go. But I'm on Spotify, I'm on Apple Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, Deezer, Tidal, even though nobody really uses those. Amazon Music, nobody really uses that either. Instagram is like my main outlet, followed by Facebook. So on Facebook, I have two profiles. I have my personal profile and I have like my business page, but I really use them as both the same thing. Like it's really just the same thing for me. I also have a TikTok. I do have a Twitter, but I don't really use it. So I don't think Twitter would be the best place to reach me.
My Twitter, if you go to it, all that's on it is like every so many minutes, I forget what I have it set to. It shows what my radio station is playing. That's really like,
yeah.
I don't like, it's just an auto robot posting what's playing on my station.
Yeah, it's not my thing. I'd much rather use Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to social media. But like my main place where I try and promote my music is Spotify, and the main place I try and connect with people is Instagram. Those would probably be my two main.
Cool. This episode will actually be on Spotify if you search for it.
Oh, what? So, nice. Cool.
It's all over the place, but Spotify, iHeartRadio.
I saw it's on YouTube too, right?
It is. This video is going live to YouTube right now.
Oh, wow. Cool. I can't wait to promote it and show it to everyone.
It's actually live on my YouTube channel, Build the Scene, and it's on First Angel Media's YouTube channel live, and then it's on both of them on Facebook Live as well.
Wow.
So I own Build the Scene, and I'm the vice president of First Angel Media, which you'll have to check out later.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Cool.
But well, I want to thank you for hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you for this opportunity. I've been looking forward to this for a few months, and I'm just very grateful for the chance to get to know you better and the opportunity to have people get to know me a little better. So thank you.
You're welcome. Hang out for a moment.
Absolutely.
And for the rest of you, these episodes get dropped on the 1st and 15th of each month at buildascene.com. I mentioned the Pennsylvania Rock Show earlier. That's every Friday at 6 a.m. And then I have a live show that you may hear Mykey on at some point, which is called Friendly Fire. It is usually, it's once a month on xrpradio.co.uk, which is streaming live from the Highlands of Scotland. And Jonna from First Angel Media and I take music from our little area here, and we put it up against the powers of Europe, and we've won a couple times. Not many.
All right, a couple of better than
and well, here's the reason. There's a chat room, and I'm gonna swear by this until we don't do it anymore. The majority of the people in the chat room are from Europe.
Yeah, that's kind of working.
And they're the ones who vote.
It sounds like some foul play going on there.
But you know what it really is the people who follow us to the chat room that day get to hear music, unsigned music that they normally wouldn't hear, and the people that are normally there get to hear the stuff that we're playing that they normally wouldn't get to hear. So really, everybody's winning.
Yeah.
So and it's fun, and we harass each other, but it's really not. There's no ill will at all. But sometimes it seems like there is. But that one is, like I said, once a month. It's not happening this month though, because somebody has a really busy schedule and couldn't fit it in. That would be me. So anyway, for most of the stuff that I do, go to buildascene.com and also check out First Angel Media. Check out MykeyMassacre.com, and we will see you on the next episode. Wow, I don't remember who it is. That's terrible. It is. Let me cheat here. Silence as my laptop is loading the website. Except I went to the wrong one. Next episode of the Pennsylvania Rock Show is this Friday. It's Rat Rod. That's the one I recorded last night. They're from Philadelphia. But the next 3 questions in a song on the 1st of July is Kilburn, which is, man, I can't remember. Sweden. Man, I can't remember. There's from a Scandinavian band or country.
Okay.
Friendly Fire is how I learned of them. They're amazing. The song that we're going to hear is called Bleeding.
Bleeding. I like it.
But really cool band. I just added them to the radio station. You can find them on Facebook. And then following on the 15th, we're going to talk to Murder for Girls, which is a Pittsburgh band. And we're going to follow it up with another Pittsburgh band, which isn't normal for this show. This show, I try to spread out. But Prime 8, who just released an album, same thing with Murder for Girls. So we slid them into this show to get them on quicker. But anyway, my name is Bill. This has been episode number 79 of 3 Questions in a Song, and I will see you on the 1st.